Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Wazoo here, and this is now episode 10 of my playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Yeah. Here's Malaku giving a little prayer before we start. Awesome stuff. So in the last episode, we took care of the Stag Lord, and we are at Oleg's right now, and I'm guessing today we're going to take care of a few things. We're going to level up some of our party. We are going to head back to the main town to claim our Lord and Baron title of Stolen Lands, apparently. We'll see if that still rings true, or if there's some kind of double cross and we don't end up getting the title and deed that we were promised. And then along the way, we have to stop off at that Nettles Crossing, Nettles something. I think he was undead. He was killed by the Stag Lord, and he gave us a quest to go kill him and then come back when the deed was done. So we haven't visited him yet, so we'll do that. But yeah, let's head over into Oleg's. And I remember that we got to, I guess first let's level up.
A rest is in order.
Nice. So we'll have to rest eventually, but let's level everyone up first. Octavia. Let's do Jathal. Amiri. Totally awesome. And then Lindsay. So let's see, we're now level 5. Do we have anything sort of different? Some increased stats and some level 1 spells. Okay, so I guess we can stuff some onto our favorites. Or I'm guessing this is what we've memorized. A tab for holding what we've memorized. Okay. And let's sell some stuff here. Sell all that. So cut to me, finish selling. Doing pretty good. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk to Oleg. I noticed there was a conversation item there for after dealing with the Stag Lord. The Stag Lord's gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. Oleg looks at you with respect bordering on admiration and good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the Stolen Lands rather than just surviving. Oleg sighs. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It'll surely boost trade, but all the noise they'll bring with them. Well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Restoff and report your great victory. Restoff awaits. I plan to set off right away. I still have some unfinished business here. As you wish. Okay, let's tell Jamandi Eldori about your victory. Yep. Let's see, does Boken have anything? Nope. Harem? No, I'm going to avoid him.
It is done.
Let's check with, what's Svetlana? Or maybe 8 Eyes. Is there anything different here? Nope. Keston? No. And let's talk to Svetlana here. Anything different? Nope. Okay, let's go sleep. Octavia, let's see, is Tristian okay here, or is he still resting? Okay, I guess he's still resting. Let's sleep. Cool stuff. Okay, so let's maybe read those books we got. Oh, let's, sorry. We'll stay upstairs, that way after we read, we can dunk them into our stash. Okay, Prodigal Sons. Can't remember where we got this. It's done, I said. Milliken studied me with narrowed eyes. You look awfully clean, he said. Where's the knife? In answer, the first shouts went out from the inn. Fire! Screamed Ilna, and then other voices joined hers. In an instant, Milliken's entrepreneurial instincts took over, and he sprang for the door, tossing the crossbow aside. Outside, the roof of the inn was already smoking oily black against the sunset, aim licking through the thatching in places. With a scream of pain, Milliken ran for the creek. I looked to Farragas. Needing no further cue, we each grabbed up armfuls of supplies and sprinted off in opposite direction. After 10 minutes of leaped brambles and ducked branches, we stopped to catch our breath. Back the way we'd come, the smoke was still visible through though the sounds have faded to just the faint and frantic pealing of a church bell. That was close, Fargus said, leaning against a tree, and breathing hard. Okay. Can't remember where. Let's see. Are these interconnected at all? Okay. It doesn't look like it. So let's start with The Legend of the Pathfinder by Baron Rorvi. The door flung open. The three chaps staring adventure stories fell silent. "Hail, friend," said the visitor in a deep voice.
"Hail, friend. Have you got a room for me, master?"
The bored half-elf behind the counter peered into the visitor's face and whistled. "Blimey, if it isn't Gregis Giffs. Hail, friend. Let me give you a room. Your gold is no good here."
"No, I'll pay for it in full. That's what the society is for. Helping and sharing."
Gregis nods at the three chaps.
"So here's my replacement. Have you held the confirmation yet?"
"We've got one last trial to go," the youngest blurted out and popped up from his chair. "It's such an honor. I've read all the chronicles, all about your adventures." "I heard you joined the Decemvirate, Gregis," another uttered.
"Oh, did you? You should cut off your ears then. They deceive you."
"Am I wearing a mask?" "You ain't."
"Good for you."
"A Pathfinder with no eyes is no Pathfinder friend of mine." No, I don't know what it says. "A Pathfinder with no eyes is no nothing." Okay, The Great Debates by Vailira Ilio, publishing house of the Temple of Iomede in Origent. Today, many know of the Suramgaman order and respect its teachings, even endorse them. Such was not yet the case on that memorable day when an unheard-of forest hermit came to a temple of Serenay and challenged the high priestess to a debate. This was Avalo, whom none had yet called teacher, a traveling wise man who left Jamalray in search of wisdom and found it here in Andoran while meditating in the Arthel forest. The revelation he received was as brilliant as it was controversial. According to his philosophy, truth lies not only in venerating the gods of the good and order, and it's curious that while recognizing Erastil, Abadar, Shelin, Iori, Iomide, and Sarenrae, he at the same time rejects the kinder gods of chaos, such as Desna or Caden Kylian. Instead, he pursues the so-called wise way, a common principle said to underlie all the teachings of his favorite deities. Avalo has defended this philosophy in debates with many theologians from various temples. Only a few of them were converted on the spot, but gradually a circle of loyal disciples formed around him. By turns, this circle grew into the order he calls Suramgaman, which means the way of a hero, or perhaps the way to making a hero. I'm assuming. Okay, secret overlords, the essence of the world order. Until recently, we knew this world as it was, described in books and stories. A sewer torn apart by hyenas that separate us with nations and borders, oppress us with extortion and lies, and assert their authority and power. However, someone else's hand rules these slaves who act like masters. It's a threat far more intimidating than a handful of arrogant fools. Our lands are secretly ruled by the most ancient creatures of Golorion, the inhabitants of the ever-dark depths, who know both past and future. People are led along paths they cannot see and do not have the power to leave, to an end known only to our hidden masters. Some insist that the signs are purely coincidental, but they point to a vast conspiracy. Only a fool can fail to see how the myriad coincidences weave into a great cobweb. Or have they submitted their very will and sworn their allegiance to our unseen masters in the depths? Ooh, sinister. Okay, let's go ahead and just put them away in our trunk. Okay, and I don't see any other books. Oh, an old map of Avestan. I don't think we need that anymore. Oh, okay. Nugra's crumpled note. I didn't see this. He calls to her again. His queen. He drinks. He calls to her. He drinks again. I have no idea who she is. I can't even tell if she exists outside his own drunken vision. But I know he'll call to her, and then he'll crash around angrily, yelling that she didn't come. Then he'll come for me. I obey the rules. I do as he says. I keep silent until he allows me to speak. But he still beats me every time he drinks and rages. He said he'll burn my hands in acid next time. Will I still be able to write? Okay. Interesting. Let's see, are there any more crumpled notes that I missed? Nope. Okay. Let's get out of here.
No stopping now.
Okay, maybe we'll tell Oleg that we're on our way. Rest off awaits. The fog seems to be thinning, but we should wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I'll gather some supplies for your journey to make sure you can enjoy your trip back to Restov. Okay, while he's doing that, let us go visit Nettle. And let's visit the undead paladin. I don't know if I can't remember if he's a paladin or not. But we shall. Oh, maybe not.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the Stolen Lands and return with the Stag Lord's head. But I knew you could handle it.
Aha.
Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baron.
Baron.
For the High Society of Restov.
Baron
and
von
even
Malaku.
Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands if you wish. But this time, as a ruler.
Ruler, as a tyrant. Malaku shall rule with an iron fist.
But matters of state can wait.
Uh-oh.
For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Eldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
He's a spy. Kasil, a young half-orc with impeccable poise, performs a textbook-perfect bow. Jamandi, just what kind of game are you playing? I think I have the right to know. I don't need an envoy. Do you already know about my encounter with Tartusio? Yeah, maybe I'll start with that one.
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti.
Jamandi, okay, how about I don't need an envoy?
Don't think I'm trying to impose a nanny or a spy on you. We're neighbors now. You'll need someone knowledgeable about Brevoy's politics to act as an ambassador to your court. If you don't like Kasil, you're free to choose someone else, but I won't be able to vouch for the loyalty or trustworthiness of another envoy.
Okay, let's see. Jamandi, what kind of game are you playing?
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation.
We're being set up. Okay, I'm just throwing out random comments here. Let's see, what do I need to know about the history of Brevoy?
What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Issia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror showed up and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal. The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Sertova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Issia. We, the Eldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Coral the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Issian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread. and that thread grows ever weaker.
I see. What do I need to know about the current political atmosphere?
We, the Aldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the Royal House Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty.
Weird.
And the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be.
Wow. Wonder what happened there. I'm sure we're going to find out somewhere in the storyline.
Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Sertova, the former kings of Issia. But their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Sertova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question.
What role do I play in your plans?
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Issians hold over us is humiliating and costly, and the Sertovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going? The stolen lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Mager Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
Sounds good to me. Don't the Sword Lords have any other foreign allies capable of playing this role?
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Aldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Coral's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Issians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere.
Fascinating. Let's see here. What part does Restov play in this game?
Restov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Aldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius.
Cool. If Natala is already here, why did she let you grant me the title?
Actually, she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Sertova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a baron, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the Stolen Lands give the Issians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view. And truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Sertovas.
Those sneaky Sertovas.
The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Issians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils.
Okay, what happens next? Thank you. Okay, how about what happens next?
How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players.
Thank you for the explanation.
I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Thank you. I'm going to speak with the guests.
Enjoy your evening. When you're ready for the official part, come to me.
When you're ready to be a baron, come to me. Okay, let's check out this. Now, how much... Oh. The road to a new barony is open before us. Okay. Noble welcome. The hero deserves... Okay, let's see. Mingle with a guest. Let's see, no one ever talks to the guard. Let's talk to a guard. Hail! Okay, guess that's why. Maegor Varn. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. Hooray! He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of grey running through it. He greets with a broad smile and a firm handshake.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Maegor Varn, the new ruler of Dunsward, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. Well, obviously you never picked story mode there, Maegor. Okay, how did you earn the title of baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Eldore needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varnling Host, have you heard of us? Nope. No matter. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time, the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. And for that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. Man, how come we couldn't get that? We had to clear like an entire zone. How do you feel about being noble? Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. He nods towards an arrogant man in the corner of the room. See that lad, Baron Drevlev? He's not like us. Who knows what generation of barony is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me, we're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. Well, it could be true. It was nice meeting you. Farewell. Goodbye. Once you've settled in, come pay us a visit.
Let's see here. We got Lindsay, Keston. Let's see, does Jathel have anything to say? No. Guest. Keston Garrus. Well, Tartusio. Okay, let's see. Amiri. Lander. Boy, there's a ton of people here to talk to. Casey? Oh, cutscene.
Will you drink with me?
Oh, that's cool. That's Casey. I remember her now. Of course, to beauty. Of course, to my success. Do you want to get right to business? I've yet to become a baron, and already it seems like someone wishes to poison me. Okay, how about of course to beauty?
To beauty. It sweetens our happy days and brings solace to our dark and sorrowful ones. But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with Lady Aldery might have offended you, but this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party. I hope you will forgive me for this weakness and for my harsh words. And I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
Ooh, alright, juicy secret. Alright. No need to apologize. I don't expect everyone I meet to immediately fall under my charms and entrust me with all their secrets. No. Apology accepted. What did you want to tell me? First, I will listen to what you have to say, and then I will decide what to think of your repentance. You've shown your duplicity once. I don't want to have anything further to do with you. Let's go with number 2. Apology accepted. What did you want to tell me?
As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine, possibly full of great treasures?
Ooh.
A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira, and it just so happens to be located in the lands that today become rightfully yours.
Sweet.
My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
Ooh, okay. What could be better than a treasure hunt? I'm ready. It sounds tempting, but I'll need to think about it. Let's go for I'm ready.
I'm sure you'd like to finally gain your official title and celebrate your victory. And I don't like noisy parties and ceremonies. Find me when you return to your dominion. I'll rent a house in your capital. We can discuss the details of our expedition there.
Sounds good to me.
So long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
Saluting you with the cup, the tiefling girl steps back and disappears into the shadows between the columns. Cool. Sorrel Flow. Okay, so we've got Chandra Merve and Natala Surtova. Let's try Chandra. I see. Good old Restov hasn't changed a bit. Even the smell in the streets is the same. Alright. Let's see. Let's try this guard. Just out of curiosity. Nope. What torture. The guests eat and drink and we can't even move. Oh, poor guard. Okay, Natala. Natala is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary sweet smile. You are not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is this a threat? What do you think awaits me? It was a pleasure meeting you. May I take my leave? No. Is this a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you. In case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you in your barony. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Aldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength, currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in independent Restov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that, really. What would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. But at what cost? At what cost? I believe Germandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy Cassiel. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Mervy, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. The old woman standing next to Natala gives you a slight bow. I'd be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. I'll consider your proposal. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions. Commence the official proceedings. Okay, there's a guest here. Nope. Let's see. Yosef Salamius. An older man with a full sideburns looks at you with interest through golden eyeglass. Well now, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Germandi. You pulled this off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Pitaxian wine against you. But I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have always been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem. I am Yosef Selimis, Lord Mayor of Restov. I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful friendship. So you rule Restov, and what about the Eldorei? Ah, Brevoy's politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Rostland, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It is especially important now after the certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Eldorei Sword Lords used to rule Rostland. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region, but it's not for nothing that Restov is called a free city. We're proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their merits. What kind of events are you talking about? Mayor Selemius gives you a patronizing smile. Why? An aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about the disappearance of the ruling house Rogarvia. Can you imagine it? Old Man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air. But once that exact thing happened, it turned out no one was ready for it. Poof! All over the country, every member of the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It's a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. How are things in Restov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows, and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Regarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. I could organize and supply everything you needed for construction and spread out the costs on extremely favorable terms. Alright, we can put everything on layaway. Sounds good to me. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? I would be happy to accept your offer. Thank you for the offer, but I can't accept it. Let's see. Maybe I'll take it. Let's go for it. Maybe they grease me in some other phase of construction. Kind of like the last phase. Before we begin the last phase, we need an extra 200%. Then it's a deal. I'll get everything in order right away and schedule a delivery immediately. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. The feeling is mutual, I assure you. I look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon. Okay. Jamandi?
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Before we begin, I'd like to talk about the envoy I've been taken with me. I'm ready for the ceremony. I'd like to speak with the guests some more.
Enjoy the feast. You deserve it.
Casil, let's leave him for later, maybe. Okay. Svanky Keeg? Avanki Keeg. A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Erestil made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Svanky Keeg, High Priest of Erestil in Restov.
Do many people in Restov venerate Erestil? You're dressed surprisingly simply for such a festive occasion. Bringing law into the stolen lands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. It was an honor to meet you. Bye. Okay, do many people in Restov venerate?
They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the Stag God has the largest congregation here. And no wonder, people here have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You're dressed surprisingly simple.
The corners of the priest's mouth turn up in a faint smile.
The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor.
A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. Good point. Diplomacy 18. Bringing law into the stolen lands is a difficult endeavor. I'd be grateful for any help you could spare.
This is a truly noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital, free of charge.
Oh, awesome.
A rest will keep you.
Okay, our own shrine. Regengar. Okay. Octavia. Boy, even when we're at a party, they just stick together. Oh, there's Tristian. I see he's not in bed anymore. Okay. Let's try Hannes Drevlev. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored.
Baron Hannes Drevlev, he says, offhandedly emphasizing the word Baron. And you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so Swordland Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Swordland Jamandi would have simply given all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons, of the likes of you and Varn. So you have no army and no special merits, you were just given land for being pretty? Under the circumstances, I'd have whipped you for such words, but let's not ruin Lady Eldora's celebration, If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. Okay, you're not very polite for noblemen. Ha! Politeness must be deserved. Okay, goodbye. Not even deigning to reply, Baron Drelev turns around and looks away. Okay, let's see. Who's in this? Guest. Harem. Oh, okay. Let's see. Is there anything different from Harem? No. Okay, let's go ahead and... Oh, I guess we'll talk with Cassiel. Oh, maybe not yet. Talk to Jamandi.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Yep. I am ready for the ceremony.
Excellent. Stand here.
I am standing here.
Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon. Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsward. And finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title.
Oh, yeah.
Rise, your grace.
Baron Malaku the First. That's pretty cool. Achievement unlocked. Alright, Foundation. Oh, noble welcome. The celebration is over. Now it is time to return to the stolen lands. This time, as a ruler. I didn't get to read the rest of that. Pretty cool. Okay, I think this is a great place to save it.
Victory.
The
Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Greetings, Baron. Greetings, Baron. Cool. Oh, so we took over the Stag Lord's area there. Keston Garrus, welcome, your grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory, and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I'm at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Oh, cool. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. The main question is, where can I get a drink or three? It's time to toast my victory. Where are my companions? Are there any citizens I should know about? What's the mood of the people here? I'm ready to look around the city, lead the way. What's the mood? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing. But today is just one of those days. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jihad is right here. Arastal's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd. So I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Keston scratches his head. Where are my companions? They're all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristian is with Jihad, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. The main question is, where can I get a drink or three? Keston hesitates a brief moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you, the moment we enter the city. The tavern was the first business that opened. Building a city is thirsty work. I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during reception. I drank a little too much. It is a day for celebration. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. Okay. More cutscenes. Cool, everyone bowing. Oh, even the little kitty waved. Greetings, Your Grace. We're selecting a site to build our house. Okay. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch. Okay. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Thank you, boy. Okay, do you recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? Oh, it's still really cool, though. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. Yep, ready to hawk our cheap wares on this cart. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Alright, nothing beats a good Ren fair, hey? A little Renaissance cosplay, and away we go. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Okay. Good to know. I'm still thinking of that Ren fair. The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalian himself, I swear. And the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our Baron is tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold, and can breathe fire. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All Barons can breathe fire, trust me. Well, I like the statue. I wonder what we're going to do with that. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Thank you, guard. How are the latrines doing? Okay. Your Grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city, or keep their mouths busy with gossip. Oh, that was quick. Ooh, look at that view. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see to its full extent from this perch. That's really cool. Look at that detail. You can see farmland over here. Well, I'm assuming farmland. Those look like crops. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. Okay, that's pretty promising. Okay, so we're going to explore the fort again, I think. Let's see, I'm wondering if this is a good place to save it. Oh, cutscene again. Welcome to our barony. You're about to make the unyielding Stolen Lands a prosperous kingdom. There is a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, and take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Good luck in your ruling, Baron. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Greetings, your grace. Cassil, Lady Germandi's ward, gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you at the rest-stop reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Sword Lords, I'd like to offer you some advice. Barony effects, community +6, loyalty +6, military +3, economy +3, divine +3, arcane +3, stability +3. Hooray for stability. New event, trade agreement with Sertova, a mysterious weed, agreement with Joseph Selemius, as Vanki's offer, pillage the Temple of the Elk, rebuild the Temple of the Elk. Oh, you may change the difficulty level of your barony at any time or set it to automatic. If you set it to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governments-related achievements. Okay. You can solve most of your barony's problems by granting appointments to the right people, responsible people, but certain state businesses will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such outstanding events will be marked in your map. I'm going to have to come up with a voice for Cassil. I think he'll be with us for a while. You can always check it while considering your plans. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, Jihad and Tristian, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further, and I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I am confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Jihad stumbles slightly, though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristian and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't at all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. And now there is a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There is a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristian and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There is a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltops is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristian and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Erastil. I will go there as soon as I'm able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristian. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue, okay? For now, we can only wait and prepare. So 1 month. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Okay. An ancient curse. An ancient curse.
Arrest is in order.
The barony has 10 basic stats. Oh man, there's just one thing after another here. Each supervised by an advisor. They are as follows: population, regent, loyalty, counselor, military general, economy treasurer, divine high priest, relations, grand diplomat, stability, warden, magic magister, culture curator, and espionage minister. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well or other negative factors are placed in your ways. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Okay. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Land citizens into these advisor positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them to some other service. Every advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that matters in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. Open the Advisor tab on the right side of the screen, click an empty slot, and select a character to appoint them as an advisor. Every barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities, and sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. The name of the barony cannot be changed later in the game. Oh man. What do we want to call this? This is going to take me forever. Deciding on a name. Let's see. What should we use? How about Sosaria? Sosaria. There we go. Okay, mysterious weed is taking over more farmland. Someone must persuade the peasants to start fighting this pest. Okay, problem. Okay, we'll look at that later. Click on your capital icon to open the settlement map. Okay, where is our capital icon? I guess this would be it. Okay. So let's try and save it right here. And we will continue with our empire building.
Arrest is in order.
We'll continue with our empire building in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you shortly in the next one for part 11 of our part 11 of our playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now that we're a baron. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one wherever you are. Peace.